Thank you.
Entertainment news now, and as finals fever sweeps across the AFL, it is time to get excited for the AFLW season that's just begun. And Fearless is the inside story of the AFLW. It's the latest documentary series launched by Disney+.
Now, it gives a rare and raw behind-the-scenes look at the lives of female footy players and the lengths they have to go to play the game. Weekend Sunrise movie man Jason Jabba Davis met some of the stars of the doco, real pioneers of a new era.
I first started playing footy when I was 11 years old. One of the boys lost it laughing. So I tackled him into the ground and I thought, I kind of like this game.
They're the courageous sporting heroines going to great lengths, highs and lows to play the game they love. Aussie rules.
Dad passed away when I was 12. Every game I played, it's been for him.
Fearless, the inside story of the AFLW. It's the first Australian documentary made by Disney+, a production company famous for princesses, now diving into the league once considered a man's world.
How does it feel having that extra layer of scrutiny? You're obviously in the public eye playing footy, but to now be doing Fearless.
We're just here to play football, you know, and we love sharing that with not only Australia, but now with the world, with this Fearless documentary. And we realise that as role models for our community, that there are extra responsibilities.
Coming from rural New South Wales, footy was always seen as, the traditional men's sport, and you have your team and you follow it. But the furthest I ever got was probably just kicking with Dad or kicking with the boys at school, so you never really entertained the thought of playing as a career.
Off the field, we're fighting the same battles and we're, flying the flag together.
Battles like juggling footy with a full-time job and making some tough choices about whether to play.
Whether it be in sport or not in sport, it's a sacrifice that you make, and that's something we've been prepared to do.
Because unlike the men's competition, salaries aren't at a level that allows women to focus solely on the game.
Financial, so I'm a teacher and I've taken half the year off just to focus on football because of the hours that we're now doing, but I'm not going to regret that.
We have paramedics, we have teachers,
shift workers.
Yes, so many different girls working different jobs, and I think we're getting to the point where we can start to sort of hopefully see girls in more a full-time nature, but we're not quite there yet.
I love the game, so I want to commit to continue playing, but personal, professional career outside of playing, it almost takes a little bit of a hit because of it, and your life with your family, you feel like you miss out on particular moments.
I just pinch myself that it's been here and I've been a part of it, and I'm going to hopefully be a part of it for many more years, and hopefully I get there when it's full time.
Fearless is a fitting title for our female footy players. They're just as tough and professional as the blokes. In 2021, GWS Giants key defender Brid Stack almost had her career end before it began.
I fractured my vertebrae. The surgeon was like, you won't be playing sport again. Being on a part-time basis, the demands that has been placed on these players is just absolutely huge, so I just couldn't commend them enough.
They're developing into some of the nation's best athletes.
Bri Davey is the best player in the competition.
She's almost unstoppable.
One of the biggest hurdles is a society still catching up, that it's normal for girls to play football.
I think about the decisions you guys must have made when you were younger to be like, I'm going to pursue footy.
Yeah.
And there wasn't an AFLW.
It wasn't until you got a little bit older and, you heard some of the women speak before you that they're like, no, we've got to push for this. We've got to fight to get AFLW up and running, and to be a part of those conversations.
I knew that there wasn't a women's league, so for me I was like, all right, well, I'm going to play with men's then. So my goal was, as a little girl, was I'm going to be the first woman to play in the men's AFL. So about 12 years old, getting given the hard word by Dad that I'd probably better pick another sport if I want to play at an elite level. So I went to soccer.
Did you goal keep for the Matildas?
Yeah, goal kept for the Matildas, and had some incredible experience being able to travel the world and play soccer. And then when Gil had announced that there was going to be a league, my ears pricked up.
I remember doing an interview years ago on a radio station, and they asked me about football, and it was quite serious. And I was like, oh, great, I'm getting some really good footy questions here. And then they asked me whether I like to mark the ball on my chest or if it hurts. And I thought, that was really left field. And my response to that was, no, my dad always taught me to catch the ball out in front. So I sort of gave it back with a footy response, and you just wouldn't get that these days.
I've got a 15-year-old daughter, Ruby. What is the advice that a 15-year-old daughter should be hearing?
Be you. Be yourself. Be your authentic self. Work out that identity and what it is that you want to stand for.
Whatever she wants to achieve in this life, strive for it. If anyone tells you no, tell them to get stuffed and keep going.
Fearless is streaming exclusively on Disney Plus with new episodes each week.
We can't afford to be nice.
I'm excited. Lingy, are you pumped? It's the best feeling ever.
Go, you good thing.
Looks fantastic.
Looks so good. Can't wait to see that.